Picture a group of friends watching the sunset. The sky is doing that thing it does for about 4 minutes once a year. Deep orange, pink at the edges, the kind of light that makes everything look like a painting. Almost everyone has their phone out, screens up, elbows out, adjusting the angle, trying to capture it. And there's one person in the group just watching. No phone, eyes on the sky, actually there. Someone nudges them. "You're not filming it?" They smile. "No." And the rest of the group looks at them the way people look at someone who just said they don't own a microwave. Like something small is missing, like they must not fully understand how things work. That person isn't a technophobe. They're not making a statement. They might actually be protecting something most of us have already lost without realizing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to look at that person very differently, and maybe at yourself. First, let's talk about why the rest of us are so hooked. Because we are, and most of us know it. Picture this. You posted something yesterday, a photo you actually liked. You weren't overthinking it, just something real. You woke up this morning and checked your phone before you even sat up. 7 likes. You put the phone face down. 15 minutes later, you check again. 12 likes now. 1 comment from someone you haven't talked to in 3 years. Love this? And something small happens in your chest. You didn't ask for it. You didn't even notice it until just now. But it's there. That feeling has a name. It's the same chemical your brain releases when you eat something you've been craving all day. When you win something. When someone you like texts back. The platforms were built by people who understood that feeling, who studied exactly how to trigger it and exactly how to make you come back for more. But here's where it gets interesting. People who don't use social media aren't immune to that feeling. They just stopped looking for it there. They get it from finishing something they made, from a conversation that actually went somewhere, from being outside when the light is doing that thing, without thinking about whether it would make a good post. They didn't give up the feeling. They just changed the source. But there's a darker side to this, one most people are reluctant to admit. It's Sunday afternoon. Your place is a mess. You haven't showered yet. You're in that weird flat mood where nothing sounds good. You open the app. First thing you see, a friend, not a close one, just someone you went to college with, is on a boat, somewhere warm, laughing at something, skin that looks like she's been sleeping 8 hours a night for a month. You swipe. Someone you vaguely know just got promoted. Another person you barely remember is getting married. Someone's kitchen renovation is finished and it looks like a magazine. You close the app. Your apartment is still messy. You still haven't showered. But now, the flat mood has a texture to it. It's not just flat anymore. It's flat and slightly behind. Nothing happened to you. Your life didn't change in those 2 minutes, but your brain was quietly comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And you always lose that comparison. Every time, without exception, because they're not showing you the messy apartment, they're showing you the boat. People who don't use social media opted out of that game entirely, not because their life is perfect, but because they stopped playing a game they could never win. But here's something that might make you uncomfortable. Think about the last time you watched something longer than 3 minutes without picking up your phone. A film, a conversation, a book. Really think about it, because most people, if they're honest, can't get through a 20-minute documentary without checking something, can't sit through dinner without a pause where the phone comes out, can't lie in bed before sleeping without one last scroll that turns into 40 minutes. And the strange part is, they're not even enjoying it that much. They're just unable to not. What's happening is simple. Every time you scroll, you're training your brain to expect a new hit of novelty every few seconds. And after enough training, anything that doesn't deliver that, a book, a conversation, a quiet Sunday, starts to feel slow, starts to feel like not enough. People who stay off social media have a different relationship with slowness. They can sit with one thought long enough to actually finish it. Read a chapter without stopping. Have a conversation where they're actually listening instead of half formulating what they're going to say next. They didn't develop some special discipline, they just stopped practicing distraction. And now, here's the part that most people who left social media describe as the real reason. Not the comparison, not the time. This. Think about the last time something genuinely good happened to you. Not big necessarily, just real. A moment that felt like something. What was the first thing you wanted to do? For a lot of people, the first instinct is to reach for the phone, document it, post it, tell someone, and there's nothing wrong with that. But here's what some people started to notice. The moment they posted it, something happened to the memory. It became a little less theirs, a little more like something that needed to be managed, responded to, maintained. And the feeling, that original feeling, got quieter, replaced by the noise of the reaction to it. Social media didn't record their memory, it replaced it. And once you notice that, once you feel that happening in real time, it's hard to unsee. Real connection doesn't look like that. Real connection is the laugh that's too loud and weird to fit in a video, the conversation that goes in a direction no one expected, the moment that's too ordinary to post but somehow stays with you for years. People who don't use social media aren't against connection, they just stopped mistaking performance for it. Here's something worth sitting with. The average person spends over 2.5 hours a day on social media. That's 912 hours a year. That's 38 full days. Think about the last thing you told yourself you didn't have time for, the language you wanted to learn, the thing you kept meaning to build, create, start, the person you kept meaning to properly call. Not text, call. That's what's sitting in the exchange. People who don't use social media got those 38 days back. And what do most of them report doing with that time? Nothing extraordinary. Reading, walking, cooking something properly, having a conversation without a phone on the table, just existing without an audience, which somehow turns out to be enough. There's a phrase researchers use, continuous partial attention. It's what happens when you're always half present, one eye on the moment, one part of your brain waiting for the next notification. You're never fully anywhere. Think about a dinner with someone you actually love, a parent, a friend you don't see enough, someone who matters. And at some point during that dinner, without deciding to, one of you picks up their phone, just for a second, just to check, and something small leaves the room. Not dramatically, just the temperature drops 1 degree. The conversation doesn't go where it was going, and you both pretend you didn't notice. People who don't use social media are different in those moments. When they're with you, not performing presence while waiting for something else, just there, and people notice that, even if they don't have words for what they're noticing. And then there's FOMO, the fear of missing out, the main reason most people say they can't quit even when they want to. But here's what people who actually left figured out. The things you're afraid of missing, you weren't really experiencing them anyway. You were watching someone else experience them and feeling like that should count. The real things, the actual moments that matter, those find you whether you're scrolling or not. They come through a phone call, a text, a knock on a door. They don't require an algorithm. What social media sells you as connection is mostly just proximity to other people's lives. You can see the boat, you just can't feel the sun. And maybe the people on the other side, the ones who post everything, every meal, every morning, aren't so different. Maybe they're also looking for the sun, just looking for it in a place it doesn't quite live. That's a different video. That person at the sunset, phone in their pocket, eyes on the sky. They're not missing anything. They're the only one in the group who will actually remember what the light looked like. Not because they're better, because they were there. Think about the last moment you chose to just watch instead of capture. Drop it in the comments, just the word